Hello, this is Eric from GameShampoo, and I am here to pass judgment on Gears of War Judgment. Uh, uh, is it good? You like that? I like that. I'm gonna unbox this game. Just got it today, and then play it, review it some, and tell you what's up with Gears of War Judgment. This is the fourth Gears of War game from Microsoft and Epic, and this is the first developed by People Can Fly. Just zoom in, low-tech zoom in on that. The guys that made Bulletstorm, and then before that they started up the Painkiller franchise, I want to say. Excuse me. Yeah, so Bulletstorm is pretty awesome, but didn't sell very well, so now we have a fourth Gears of War game. Courtesy of those guys, and it implements some of that scoring stuff that Bulletstorm did so well into the campaign. So, expect a more kind of arcadey, scored, kind of replayable experience with this game, if the marketing and the trailers have been any indication so far. So yeah, this is the cover of the game. I'll be zooming in on this a little bit later. And then the back, trust your guts, is the kind of stinger line for this game, and my gut says this game is going to be mediocre and unnecessary, but hey, we'll find out together. Yeah, the story of this game seems like they kind of just, it's a prequel, so it seems like they kind of just were like, well, next Xbox probably isn't coming out until the end of 2013. We'll find all that stuff out next month, but we need something like, in that span. Sony has God of War, and they've got Last of Us, and they've got all this other stuff coming out. We need something too. So hey, fourth Gears of War game, easy enough to make, right? And this is a game about Baird and his squad before, or I guess right after Emergence Day, and right after the Pendulum Wars kind of came to a close, and so it's about Kilo Squad and how they kind of, fight this enemy, and they have to go to trial, hence the Judgment name. They stand trial for treason, and I don't know, it seems pretty straightforward. It seems totally unnecessary, but at the same time, I can't hold that against the game too much, because storytelling in Gears of War has always been just shockingly inconsistent. That's why the whole like Dom's wife Maria thing fell so flat for me, I think, in Gears of War 2, because he literally mentions her one time in the first game. Like, they walk into this stranded camp, and he's like, whips out a picture or whatever, and he's like, hey, you guys see my wife? My wife, anybody? Asked for a sandwich like 5 years ago, get grumpy when I'm hungry, just anybody see my wife? No, alright, that's good, whatever. And then the second game, he's like flipping out. He's like, where's my wife? Ah! Like freaking out, and everybody's like, chill out, dude. Like, maybe if you started looking for her when she went missing, you wouldn't have to put a bullet through her head. That's all I'm saying. What was I talking about? Gears of War Judgment. It's an Xbox game. I'm gonna lay it bare before you. Execution style. There we got it. That's surprisingly difficult to unwrap this thing. I've got one of these dumb stickers on here too. Well, I fumble with this. Say hello to Baird. Is this look on his face on the cover of this game like he's just like gotten to like the wrong stash of brownies or something like that? He's like flipping out. It's like, whoa. The universe, man. Like, the locusts, man. Where did they come from? Marcus's dad did what? Oh, God. That's disgusting. So, Gears of War Judgment. This is the game. As you can see, limited time offer includes code for original Gears of War on the Xbox 360. That game, going on like, 7 years old at this point, I think. Came out in 2006, November. So yeah, old game, but still a pretty good one if you haven't played it. Great in co-op, as all these games have been so far. Trust your guts. In the immediate aftermath of Emergence Day, the fate of the world rests on the shoulders of young COG Lieutenant Damon Baird. The fate of the world? Okay, wow, I would not trust any of these people with that. And his team, Kilo Squad, watch everything. With everything on the line, Kilo must defy orders to save their besieged world from a horrifying new enemy. Nothing is off limits in this blockbuster prequel to one of the most celebrated franchises in gaming history. So we've got an all-new class-based overrun and survival modes, which redefine co-op Gears gameplay. Yeah, survival replaces horde mode in this game, so if you like that in Gears 3, I loved it. That was by far my favorite part of that game. It's not in here. Survival does replace it, but we'll see how that is in our review. Take on the most terrifying villain of Emergence Day with a new team and an expanded arsenal of weapons. So that's a new enemy. I'm actually interested to see how far back this goes, because if they let you play the game during Emergence Day, or if there's anything during the Pendulum Wars, I don't think there is. Pretty sure there's not, in fact, but if there was, that would be really cool. Crafted for Gears of War fans, experience the most intense Gears campaign yet with up to 4 players on Xbox Live. Honestly, it seems like more of like it was crafted for COD fans in the ways that they've sped up a lot of the weapon switching and switched out so that you can only have 2 weapons at a time and all that stuff. Again, we'll see. And then all this stuff. Xbox 360, 1 to 2 players. Co-op system link 2 to 10. That's always fun. 10 megabytes to save the game. Goes up to 1080p. Xbox Live online multiplayer 2 to 10 players. As usual, co-op 2 to 4. And then, of course, it supports DLC, leaderboards, and voice chat. I became from New Jersey for a second there. Yeah, there's already a season pass out for this game. $20, I want to say. So if you want that, if you know what you're getting into, pretty much, then yeah. So, a full game download for Gears of War 1. So, hey, if you haven't played Gears of War 1, I have, so I played it a ton of times. I don't really want it again. So, congratulations. I don't know where the code is. Oh, it's down there. I'll scratch it off in a second. I'll give that away to somebody. And here's the disc. So, pretty standard art, pretty nice, but generally reminiscent of what's going on the front and back here. And then, as has become kind of the norm lately, we have the health warnings and all that stuff just right in the back of the case to save paper, which is nice. And remove the sheet for important game and safety information. Oh no. Okay. So that's the inside. I'm going to scratch off the Gears of War code, give that away. BRB. Okay, so we actually have 2 codes here. The first one is Xbox Live 2-day gold trial. So there's that. If you want Xbox Live for 2 days. And then the original Gears of War game download for free. There you go. Don't say I never did anything for you. Free stuff. And that is looking like Gears of War Judgment. So that's Gears of War Judgment on the Xbox 360. You got the game disc, you got the free download and the Xbox trial. You got the outside of the case and all that stuff. And I'm going to go and review this because, like I said, I'm not... I don't think it looks super necessary, but, it's a Gears of War game. I like Gears of War. So I'm going to go check it out. Or it's Gears, so as I maybe should say, whoa, bring it on, suckers. That's my kind of shit.